Hi and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited about today's video because this is video number 10 in our 12 days of Christmas. A little tongue-tied, so work with me. So today we're going to be talking about facing your fears. So we're going to just jump right on in because we have a little bit to cover. So first of all, you want to believe in yourself. Focus your attention on being ready, willing, and prepared for the success, joy, wonder, connections, good fortune, and awesome circumstances that are yours if you're willing to work and be open to them. You deserve the best no matter what. Accept the fact about yourself. So if you don't believe in yourself, how in the world are you going to ever face your fears? You deserve all that's good that's going to come your way, so you have to be open and ready for it. Number 2, revisit your victories. Strengthen your belief in yourself by reflecting on the last 3 years of your life and every success you've experienced. Close your eyes and feel the celebratory emotion of each one. Bring the same drive, persistence, and talent into now and allow it to inspire and motivate you. So a perfect example of that would be every time I step into the gym or every time I compete, I think back to my first competition and how excited I was at the accomplishments that I achieved at that meet, and that's what drives me to continue to move forward and to be better than I was 5 years ago when I first competed, or for that matter, a year ago when I competed. Number 3, don't give time, attention, or energy to fear. And if you don't remember anything else that I say today, this is what you need to focus on. Hold yourself accountable. Be consistent, be prepared, be dependable, and focus on solutions. That is it. We're only focusing on solutions. We're not focusing on anything else. Be innovative. Take the initiative and go the extra mile. If you don't take action, despite your fear, opportunity will pass you by. And let me put a pin right here. Do you know that there's so many people who opportunity has passed them by because of their fear? They wanted to step out and do something, or they wanted to step out and go somewhere, but that fear set in and opportunity passed. And sometimes that opportunity does not come back around. So put aside all of that and just go for it. So here's some quotes. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through the horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the right thing even when you think you can't do it. And this is a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. Absolutely powerful. Here's another quote. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. That's powerful. Let me say that one more time. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So guess what? You can be brave even though you feel the fear, because you're going to step out and do it anyway. And that quote is by Nelson Mandela himself. And here's another quote. Decide that you want it more than you're afraid of it. Let me say that again. Decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it. And that quote is by Bill Cosby. That right there just sums it all up. You got to decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it. Period. Next quote. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. The fearful are caught as often as the bold. That quote is by Helen Keller. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find that he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. That quote is by Henry Ford. And let me say that one more time because I really like that. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of the great surprises, is to find that he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. And then that always interesting, let me put a pin right here. That made me think of a few years ago we were training and my coach wanted me to do something and I kept saying, Mike, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too heavy. And he said, do it anyway. So I made up my mind because he said we're going to be here all night until I move that weight. And so I made up in my mind that I was going to do it because I didn't want to be in the gym all night. And so I made up my mind. I did it. And I did it for whatever the reps was that he wanted me to do it for. And in the end, I said, Michelle, see how you were getting ready to shut yourself down because you thought the weight was too heavy. But when I got it into my mind that I'm going to do it, it happened. You see what I'm saying? But if I had just given up and walked away, I never would have known that I could do it. So, I'm sorry, where did I leave off? So that quote was by Henry Ford. Last quote, don't let the fear of striking out hold you back. Let me say that again. Don't let the fear of striking out hold you back. That quote is by Babe Ruth. And here's my last quote that I'm going to share with you. It's kind of a long one, so I saved this one for last. And this quote is by Theodore Roosevelt. And this is what he said. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never know victory or defeat. The takeaway from this quote right here is this last sentence. If he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never knew victory or defeat. That is powerful. That is very powerful. So my hope is that if there is something that you have been wanting to do, or something that you know you need to do, that you will not be afraid to face your fears. Because guess what? Even if you fail, so what? There's a do-over. You learn from your failures. That's how we get better at things. Because if you think about it, do you think that everybody that you see doing great things started out that way? They didn't. They failed quite a few times. Some more than they will ever admit to other people, and that's all right too. But the thing is you cannot give up just because you fail. And you cannot allow fear to set in and say, well, I failed the first 3, 4, 5 times, so I'm just not going to do it. No, do it anyway. Do it again and again and again until you get it right. So that is all I have for you today. Again, like I said, I hope this video helps you to face your fears, move forward, and be all that you can be. All that you were called to be, I should say. And as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting me the way that you do. It just truly... it's overwhelming. And let me say this real quick. When you decide to start a YouTube channel, there are so many other YouTubers out there. There are YouTubers with huge followers that get huge amounts of views to their video. And so sometimes you can be a little afraid to put your stuff out there because you're saying, I'm just getting started. I don't have a lot of followers. I don't get a lot of views. So I'm a little afraid. No, but you know what? I keep doing it anyway, week in and week out, because I know one day that I will be like those big YouTubers that I look at and admire myself. So I'm not afraid when I post a video. And if nobody ever watched it, and if they did, it was years down the road, it's okay, because I'm still going to keep doing what I do, because I know that my hard work is going to pay off in the end. So until our next video, and if I didn't say this, this was video number 10. Video number 10. We're almost getting down to the wire. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care.